Good morning, children. Welcome to the geography class. In today's class, we are going to continue the chapter 2, globe, latitudes and longitudes. In the previous class, we have discussed about the latitudes, right? In today's class, we are going to learn about heat zones of the earth, longitudes and time. First, we are going to learn about heat zones of the earth. In which season you are receiving the bright and heat sunlight? Summer season. During the summer season, the midday sun is exactly in our overhead, right? It happens at least once a year and all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This happens in between the region of Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So the area in between this is receives the maximum heat, and this region is called as torrid zone. This blue region is called as torrid zone. The sun shines in the region during this time. The region in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn receives the maximum heat at least once in a year. This happens on all latitudes. This is known as torrid zone. This is look like the torchlight falling on a straight surface is bright and covers the smaller areas. This is the torrid zone present in our earth. Okay. And when the midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. As the angle of sun's rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. As such, the areas in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere have moderate temperatures. The midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. It only shines in between the space of Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn in the torrid zone, but it never shines beyond these two regions. And this regions receives a moderate temperature. We have a moderate temperature. In between the regions of Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern temperature zone, and in between the region of Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere are called as temperate zones. Okay, this green colored region is called as torrid zone, and in between these two latitudes are called as temperate zones. In the northern part is called as north temperate zone, and the southern hemisphere is called as south temperate zones. And areas lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. This blue colored region is very cold. It is because the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slanting and provide less heat. These are therefore called frigid zones. The zones in between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole and the Arctic Circle and the North Pole are called as frigid zone because this region never receive the sunlight. Okay, so we have discussed three heat zones, right? Torrid zones in between the region of Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. It receives the high sunlight and the maximum heat. And the region in between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern zone and the Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle in the southern zone receives the moderate temperature. This zone is called as temperate zones and it receives the moderate heat and temperature. This region receives the sunlight like torchlight falling on a slanted surface. Is less bright but covers a bigger area, right? Like this, the region also receives the sunlight. And the area lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole and Antarctic Circle and the South Pole receive no sunlight. This is provide the sun's rays provide the less heat. So this region is called as frigid zones. That means very cold. And then we are going to learn about the longitudes. To find the location of a place, we need latitudes, right? We use the latitudes to find the location of a place. To fix the position of a place, it is necessary to know something more than latitudes of that place. For example, the Tonga Islands. The Tonga Island is located in this place. Tonga Islands in the Pacific Ocean and the Mauritius Islands in the Indian Ocean are situated on the same latitude, that is 20 degree S latitudes. And to locate them correctly, we must find out how far east or west these places are from a given line of reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. We have to find the correct location of these places. These two are in the 20 degree S latitudes, but these are not in the same place, right? And we have to find the correct location of these places. So we need a line of reference running from the North Pole to South Pole. These lines of references are called as meridians of longitudes. Before class we have learned about latitudes. Today we are going to learn about the longitudes. The lines which are running from the North Pole to South Pole are called as longitudes. And the distances between these two poles are measured in degrees of longitudes. The distance between the longitudes are measured in degrees of latitude. Longitudes like the latitudes. We measure the latitudes also in degrees, right? And each degrees is further divided into minutes and minutes are divided into seconds. There are semicircles and the distance between the two longitudes decreases polewards until it becomes 0 at the poles. The distance between the two longitudes are decreases when it reaches the poles, where the all longitudes are meet. The distance are reduced towards the poles. And the parallels of latitudes are not equal in length, right? The parallels of latitudes are not equal in length, but the longitudes are equal length. The longitudes have equal length. See this? They are in equal length. Thus, it was difficult to number the meridians, but we can number the latitudes easily, right? But we can't able to count the longitudes easily, and hence all countries decided that the count should be begin from the meridian which passed through Greenwich. This is the prime meridian where the British Royal Observatory is located. The British Royal Observatory is located in this place. All countries decided that the longitudes count should be started from this area. So, this meridian is called as the prime meridian. We start the count from this prime meridian, and its value is 0 degree longitude. From it we count 180 degree eastward as well as 180 degree westward. Totally 360 degree, right? The prime meridian and 180 degree meridian divide the earth into two equal parts. The prime meridian, this is the 180 meridian, and this is the prime meridian. This is the opposite side of prime meridian, that is 180 meridian. It divides the earth into two equal parts. One is eastern hemisphere, another one is western hemisphere. In longitudes, the equator divides the earth into two parts, that is northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. In longitudes, the prime meridian and the 180 meridian divides the earth into two parts, that is eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Therefore, the longitude of a place is followed by the letter E, capital E for the east and W for the west. It is, however, interesting to note that 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are on the same line, like this. We are note the letter E for east and letter W for west. And now look at the grid of parallels of latitudes and meridians of longitudes. Which are latitudes? These parallel lines are latitudes, and these lines are the lines which are from the North Pole to South Pole are longitudes, meridians of longitudes. And now we can locate any point on the globe very easily if we know its latitude and longitude. For example, Dhubri in Assam is situated at 20 degree N latitude and 90 degree E longitude, and find out the point where these two lines are cut each other. That will be the location of Dhubri. To understand this clearly, we draw the equidistant vertical and horizontal lines and label the vertical rows with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and the horizontal lines with the alphabets A, B, C, D, and draw some small circles randomly on points where the horizontal and vertical lines intersect each other. We draw the circles and name these small circles A, B, C, D, E, and let vertical lines represent east. These vertical lines represent east longitudes and the horizontal lines represent north latitudes. Okay. Now you will see that circle A is located on B degree N latitudes. Because these are latitudes, these vertical lines are longitudes. So the A point is on the B line, right? So So it is B degree N. N means north latitude. And it is also in 1 degree E longitude. E means east longitudes. And we can also find out the location of other circles. Like this, we can locate the location of the places in the globe or map. Okay. And now we move on the longitude and time. The best means of measuring time is by the movement of the earth and the moon and the planets. The sun regularly rises and sets every day, right? And it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. In olden days, our ancestors didn't have clocks, right? They used the shadows by the suns to find the time. And local time can be accounted by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at the noon and longest at the sunrise and the sunset. When the prime meridian of the Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have the midday or noon. When the prime meridian of Greenwich, where is the prime meridian located? This is the prime meridian. When it has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have all the places present in this meridian will have the midday or noon. And as the earth rotates from east to west, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time, and those to the west will be behind it. The rate of difference can be calculated as follows. The earth rotates 360 degree in 24 hours. In 1 hour, it rotates 15 degree. If we divide 1 hour is equal to 60 degree. If we divide 60 by 15, we get 4. That means the earth rotates 1 degree in 4 minutes. When it is 12 am at Greenwich, the time at 15 degree east of Greenwich will be 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which means 1 pm. But at 15 degree west of Greenwich, the time will be behind Greenwich time by 1 hour. It will be 11 am. Similarly, at 180 degree, it will be the midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. When it is 12 am at Greenwich, it is 12 am. Sorry, when it is 12 pm at Greenwich, it is 12 am at 180 degree meridian. Okay. At any place, a watch can be adjusted to read 12 o'clock when the sun is at the highest point in the sky. When it is midday, the time shown by such a watch will give the local time of that place. You can see that all the places on a given meridian of longitude has the same local time. Why do we have standard time? The local time of places which are on different meridians are bound to different. For example, it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which crosses several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be a difference of 1 hour and 45 minutes in the local time of Dwarka in Gujarat and Tribhuka in Assam. The time difference is 1 hour and 45 minutes between these places. It is therefore necessary to adopt the local time of some central meridian of a country as the standard time for the country. In India, the longitude of 82 and of degree E is treated as the standard meridian. Okay. In the Dwarka region, it is 68 degree E longitude. In the Tribuka region, it is 97 degree E longitude. But the standard time for our country is measured by the standard meridian 82 degree 30 half minutes 30 minutes E. 82 degree 30 minutes E longitude is treated as the standard meridian. The local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time, that is IST. IST full form is Indian Standard Time. Okay. Now let us see the time difference of two places. And Kabir and Alok are two friends. Kabir lives in a small town near Bhopal. He tells his friend Alok that they will not be able to sleep tonight. A day and night cricket match between India and England had started at 2 p.m. in London. Okay, in 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. in London, this means that match would begin at 7:30 p.m. in India. In London, 2 p.m. But in India, that is 7:30 p.m. And the match will finish into the night. And do you know what is the time difference between India? Where is India? India and England. What is the time difference between India and England? India located east of Greenwich. This is the Greenwich. India located east of Greenwich at 82 degree. What is the standard time? 82 degree 30 minutes E is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of Greenwich, that GMT, Greenwich Meridian Time. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India when it is 2 p.m. noon in London, because London is located on the Greenwich Meridian. So it is 2 p.m. in London. It is India is located at east of Greenwich at 82 degree 30 minutes E longitude. So it is ahead of 5 hours and 30 minutes GMT. So it will be 7:30 p.m. in India. And some countries have great longitudinal extents, so they have adopted more than one standard time. For example, in Russia, there are so many as 11 standard times. In Russia, there are 11 standard times. The earth has been divided into 24 time zones of 1 hour each. Each zone thus covers 15 degree of longitudes. Okay, these are about the time zones of the world. Today we have discussed about the time zones of the time zones in our world and longitudes. I hope you all are understand this. Thank you, students.